Well, good evening everyone, or should I say good late afternoon, early evening. Well folks, since my last video we didn't get the chance to get that, we didn't get the chance to get the investment in because we were sitting waiting for the ID to clear. The ID is clear. Now we're waiting for my next pay date, which is the 11th of April. We are going to actually put this trial basis into place. God doesn't stop me from doing trial things because I need to know where the problems stand. And as we've been doing some number crunching over the past few days, when this thing gets up and going and starts, we are going to have a sizable amount of money as far as predictions are concerned to get things started from day one. By day two we'd actually end up having the money, as predictions would cast, to get 3 churches up and going. And we couldn't really do anything until we got all the paperwork dealt with, all the drawing and all that sort of stuff dealt with. But we could get the staff, for the restaurants, for the farms, for the worm farm, get that started. Without actual farms, because farms are primarily going to take about 6 weeks, a bit like houses these days, to get signed off and all that sort of thing. So it's going to take about 6 weeks. In that 6 weeks we'd have to get the company's house in the UK, or shall I say go online, register all 8 companies within the Viburnum Group hub. I think we'd end up having to put the Viburnum Group hub as a company with companies within it, as it's an umbrella. And you know, it'd be rather nice, considering I'm walking across soggy ground at the minute. That's what you call really taking in the water. You'll possibly find I'm struggling to get across there. So that's that. And you know folks, when we get the farms, get the worm farm going, get the on-farm stuff going, that's going to take roughly 6 weeks to get the farm. We could actually use the staff that we actually need to get and put them on the farms, get them to help we build all the different structures, so the people who's actually working the farms don't have to do anything between now and January, because in January that is when we start growing things and everything else. That's in this country alone. but we'd have to try and get everything else sorted out in Australia and everywhere else, which means is I'm going to be an extremely busy man when this gets started. And just for the UK alone, we are going to have to employ more people than what is actually in this country at present, because the present population is about 65 million. That leaves us a shortfall of about 17 million to get things primarily sorted out. I might have to play with the figures a bit, just for the next few months while we're trying to get things sorted out, because we're already talking about staff already and we haven't got started yet. We're talking about staff, we're talking about how much they're going to get paid in some degrees. We're already talking about how much tax our Viburnum Group hub is going to pay out. Let's get away from here because I'm going to be eaten by flies. So as far as that's concerned, we're going to need an awful lot of money just to pay the staff. I'll be getting money off the investments until well, I'll still be getting money off the investments even when the businesses get started. The church will basically start as we're doing right now until we have buildings to go into and have them restructured or whatever. As I say, we'd have to get one in Israel, one on Project X, which I haven't talked much about. Project X is an island where we're going to have that sort of stuff going on. We are going to have one church in Israel, possibly somewhere in Jerusalem in the Israeli sect, and we're gonna need staff there. We're gonna need staff on Project X just to get things going. I'm having to keep on swapping arms because my arms are tired holding it just for a few minutes, because we haven't had a video out for a little while. So basically in about 13-14 days, about 2 weeks time, we're going to have that trial period, so we can actually see if we can get it sorted out. And that is basically the crux of the matter, because that's going to start on just $250, which is at present it's about £202 and about 80 something pence at the minute. So the faster we make money, the better, because that leaves me then short of paying certain bills. But the difference is, guys, I'm not concerned, not worried. Everything is in God's control. We will have to see exactly how it goes. And the first 8 hours from about 12:30 on the 11th of April till about 8:30. The first 8 hours are going to be quite prolific. That's going to give us approximately as much as what I would be earning in a month if I was in a proper job. By about 12:30 it would start going insane, the income. You know, likes of money that you and I could never believe in our wildest dreams. That could happen very much in 12 hours. But I'm not going to say anything other than that. I have a specific reason why I'm saying that, because it has to work. You know, it could quite easy go because the eye might have a bad day, might end up having the internet cut off, whatever. But we need to make that changeable amount of money put back into my account, because that would be 10 times what I already got being paid on that particular night. And that's just after the Easter weekend. So basically we're trying something. We are definitely going to try something after the Easter weekend on that trial basis. We are going to try and get it where it's working. We've tried it. I tried it once before. We tried it a second time. But this is not on the same site, by the way. This is 2 different sites, because the second site I couldn't get on to see exactly where I needed to be. Somehow it wouldn't work, it wouldn't connect. It wouldn't accept passwords and all that sort of stuff, and say I wasn't registered and everything else when I was. And according to that particular person, in 2 or 3 months I've made about 1,400 quid, where I never saw any of that. So, you know, I'm very, very cautious because I'm extremely concerned in case that happens again. But I have to try something, because being unemployed isn't helping. Being blocked every step of the way within the DWP isn't helping. I've got another meeting again on Friday. I'm expecting the same rubbish to come out of people's mouths as what's already come out in the few months before. As soon as we do get that sorted out, I hopefully can actually get my SIA badge, as well as other courses dealt with, because I'll be going through numerous courses in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months to accomplish where I need to be. This should have been done years ago, and yet it wasn't, because technically I had a government that wasn't willing to support me. I had a DWP that wasn't willing to comply, and every time they keep on saying, oh, we got to do an English and maths test. This is getting beyond a joke. When you have to do a maths and English test for every course you go on. It is pathetic. We will have to get things going, get things sorted out, get all the different machinery. Eventually I think the farms from around the world is eventually going to hit over about 150. I think it's going to hit over 3 or 4 trillion pound eventually, and we've got to try and make that back, make enough, try and get enough seeds so we can actually support our own Christian brothers and sisters, on top of putting whatever is left out into the world, so we can actually make an income for these farms and the people that work in them. Even though the investment fund is going to be supporting us all the way along until things are there. What I also want to say is I've been looking at different things as well. I've been looking the best way I can on different things. I've been praying over Elizabeth for the past few months. I would say 75% of the pains that Elizabeth had have been cast out, or been told to leave because are no longer welcome. We're also having to try and get it to a point where basically Elizabeth can physically wake up at a reasonable time, because one thing or another, she's either not sleeping well or it's our sleep apnea kicking in. So basically we're going to be casting our sleep apnea out, because we cannot have that within the vision. We can't have that, because that's going to cause major problems after the vision gets started. It's going to cause major problems if we can't get her 100% fit. However, we have celebrated our 10th wedding anniversary. Unfortunately, blessing the rings didn't happen because she couldn't wake up. As I was saying before, we couldn't wake her up, so basically we couldn't come to church to get things sorted out. It's like everything else at the minute, it's causing havoc, and it's been causing havoc for far too long. If I haven't already said on my videos before, me and Elizabeth celebrated 10 years of marriage on the 21st of March, which was only 8 days ago. So that being that, me and Elizabeth are quite optimistic that what I'll be trying out. Yes, we've got to do caution as well, because we have to be careful that some things may go wrong. I'm hoping not, I'm hoping that we can actually physically do things and basically give a video out on the 12th and hopefully make it possible where we actually have our camcorders or cameras and stuff like that, where we can actually bring them out and learn how to use them efficiently. When that happens, we are going to need people who can do credits at the start of the show and at the end. We are going to end up being able to have it where people can do the writing, basically so say who's directing everything, that sort of stuff. And then we get to the point where the vision will be fully started by then, because we will have to get the 9 desktop computers, 9 laptops, 9 tablets, so we can get that sorted out. And then for every company on top of that, we'll need a computer that will connect to the main computer, which will tell us exactly what money we've made via the investments and the companies that is out there in the world that we will have brought up, and they will filter in how much money they've made on a daily basis, and we will be reporting it the following day. Not to the exact pound though. We will give things out as and when we think about it. We'll also end up having our accounts agents all over it, maybe it's the night before we actually make that video and all that sort of stuff. So there's an awful lot going on, even though people don't see me and Elizabeth bopping around. As far as the church appeals funds concerned, that will be going out pretty much from day one. I may have forgot about it from years gone by, but that was a major thing that God wanted me and Elizabeth to have, so we could actually get this country spiritually put right again. Because as you may have heard in my last video, that the English the Catholic churches and the Church of England and everything else has decided to kick the Bible into touch and basically not go the way it needs to go. So basically that's our video for the end. What we missed off on our last video will be put onto our next video, because I did actually physically miss something off. So until the next video, bye bye for now.